if I didn't pick my parents as well as I should have, there's still hope.
There's still hope.
that we can do something about this thing. Okay. So just to recap, sort of the lifestyle that we've talked about for those who this may be their first episode of Healthy Living, really talking about whole foods. We're talking about buying the bulk of your food from the produce section of the grocery store, eating foods the way they were grown versus the boxes and bags and cans and packages. Did I leave out anything?
Live well.
Live well.
Keep moving. Don't sweat the small stuff, as they say. I mean, stress reduction is important. All of these things affect us on that genetic level. Epigenetics is amazing science. It's the cutting edge of genetics today. Gene expression. It's what enables us to adapt to our environment. And it helps us adapt our environment for the best health.
No, that's an interesting concept.
We need to keep that in mind. Don't just say, well, here I am, there's nothing I can do. Change your environment to enhance your health.
Because I hear that. My mother has it, and so I'm going to have it. In fact, I heard it yesterday, someone with blood pressure. Everyone in my family's got it. There's nothing I can do.
There are things you can do over time. The surprising thing, as in Dr. Dean Ornish's study, is how fast the genes change. 3 months, and 453 out of 500 genes were changed. That's amazing. 3 months.
Wow.
I think when we look at diet, we talk about unrefined diet, whole foods. I think generically we need to look at all animal products as being refined. Mm-hmm. They may not be refined as far as chemical factories or so forth is concerned, but the animal does the refining themselves. So when we use animal foods, we're getting highly refined foods, and we found that generically that is not the best choice as far as health is concerned. We're really made to subsist on foods of vegetable origin. That's what the animals do that we consume. And they pre-refine them, and then we use what they have developed. But there are many studies that show that the use of all of those things increases a lot of our risk factors in many different areas.
Wow. And you did mention sleep and the use of water as also being important in some of these kinds of things. We typically think of lifestyle as being diet and exercise, but there's more to it than that.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good.
It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
Okay, so I can't just do it for a short time. I have to do it for always?
That's right, or at least until your child's born.
All right, well, very good. Now, if folks wanted to learn more about this topic, you mentioned this NOVA program as being good, and I actually have seen that, and it's fascinating. And I assume, being on the cutting edge of science, that we're going to begin to hear more and more and more about this. You mentioned Dean Ornish, I believe it was, who had done some studies.
People can Google epigenetics, and I'm sure they would find a lot of information just by doing that.
Okay, epigenetics, E-P-I genetics.
Right.
All right, very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us for such an interesting topic. This is new for us, but I think what we've done is we've offered hope to a lot of people. Certainly offered hope to me, personally, but the concept that the way I live my life, the choices that I make, what I eat or don't eat, how I sleep or don't sleep, what I drink or don't drink, whether I smoke, my exercise level, my stress level, which is something we often don't think about, all affects how my genes are actually expressed and affects what I'm going to pass on to my baby.
That's right.
Wow.
And your husband isn't off the hook either.
Thanks for adding that. I don't want to pressure here.
That's right.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Healthy Living. I hope that today's show has offered you hope. It certainly has me as a woman who's expecting a child, but even those of us who aren't expecting, as Dr. Howe mentioned, being able to turn off 453 cancer genes out of 500, that's a really big deal. There's a lot of hope there for all the chronic diseases. We thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions about today's program, please feel free to give us a call. We're located in Brunswick, Maine at Parkview Adventist Medical Center, and our number is 207-373-2162. Again, 207-373-2162. And again, if you have any more questions or you want to find out more about epigenetics, that NOVA program on epigenetics really is a good resource for you. And this is a new area of science, so you're going to begin to hear more about it. Please feel free to Google it or whatever search engine you use. And we look forward to having you joining us on a future program of Healthy Living. Take care and have a good day.